Tattoos are a very old form of body art and have been practiced for a very long time in civilized human history. The history of tattoos is very ancient and seems to be thousands of years old and even before the birth of Christ. The recorded indication of tattoos comes from the ancient Egypt, where wall paintings as old as 2000 BC have been suggesting the use of tattoos in the ancient Egyptian society. In Laos, Cambodia and Thailand, the yantra tattoo is used for protection against evil and to increase luck. In the Philippines, certain tribal groups believe that tattoos have magical qualities and help to protect their bearers. Most traditional tattooing in the Philippines is related to the bearer's accomplishments in life or rank in the tribe.
Hi Joe.
Matey, how you doing?
Alright mate, you?
Are ready?
Yeah.
Some more pain?
Yeah, like.
Come on in.
Thank you.
In contrast to these cultures, tattoos in the Western world are mainly chosen for cosmetic and aesthetic reasons. Mark has come to his regular tattoo studio to add to his already extensive collection.
I first got into tattoo, I was late into tattooing, I was about 30. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. It was one of them things, me and the wife went for one at the same time. Then you think again, a bit later on, oh, yeah, I fancy another one. Got something else a bit different, so I went to a bit to tribal. Then it sort of takes over. I mean, it does get very addictive. We're filling in with everything else and having it all coloured in, because then it goes for the whole effect, and it's the wow effect and the look. I mean, obviously that was the original one, which is the killer whale. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. And I said then we went to the tribal. Joey didn't do that one, but then they went to the tribal bit. That was done as something else. That's my daughter's and my wife's initials. It's the type of thing you have done at the time. But I say that it's not the look that you really want to go for. Well, if you want to go that far. So this is why we went all Japanese. I thought it'll all merge in. It's just filling in today, as you can see. There's lots of gaps that are still about. I presume it's just water or all the infills that's going in. But yeah, there's a lot more filling in work to do, so a good few hours more yet.
Joey is Mark's regular tattooist. He has been a professional tattoo artist for almost 30 years and now owns his own tattoo studio, The Shop.
My dad was a tattooist, and basically I was out of work, and so he asked me if I wanted to start going to tattoo shop with him. I really do enjoy what I do for a living. Really enjoy tattooing. I enjoy the artwork side of it. Very creative. Plus, I've got a long waiting list. I'm booked up now till probably end of April, and so I get a lot of nice people. If they're willing to wait that long, they've got respect for themselves, respect for me. They've got the right attitude towards tattoos, and so yeah, it's more social life. I enjoy what I do. If someone will just go anywhere for a tattoo just because they can get it done on the day and don't care whether that tattooist is good or not, they've not got the right respect towards tattooing or tattooists. It's not the sort of thing that you just go in willy-nilly, the drop of a hat, and think, right, I want a tattoo today, or that one will do, I'll have that one. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You've got to put some thought into it, and you've got to ask around. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm best tattooist in Lincoln. That's arrogant. But if people think I am, then thank you very much. That's up to them. But if you're going to have a tattoo, you've got to ask people where they go. And if you like what they have done, then you can go to where they get it done. Don't just go somewhere if you don't know anything about them or anything about the work, because you might get a bad job. Tattoos can give people a certain identity if they're having the tattoos that they want that reflect them. Not just having stars because their friends had a star. So I like my tattoos, I've got a lot of old school tattoos. I've got like a big rocket image on my left arm, like old 50s rock and rolly sort of stuff, because that's what I am, that's what I'm into. So my tattoos are the sort of the music I'm into, the style that I'm into. It just, you wouldn't even have to talk to me, and you just by seeing the tattoos I've got, you'd know what I'm into. Yeah, so I've had Like they were my first two. Then I've had, I'll take my glasses off. I had a koi carp on that arm that has recently been revamped. I had a picture of Elvis under there because I'm a big Elvis fan, but now I'm having it covered up because it looks a bit odd, a small one there and a big one there. So I've recently been having this one done, with like a 50s rocker on his motorbike in a fairground. I had that one done in 1983 when my dad died. This one's been done recent. I've got two on my legs that I did myself. When I was about 20-year-old, I was sat bored in my shop and just tattooed myself. I had that one done when I was training somebody up for tattooing. I designed it and let him do that because I play the double bass. I also play the piano, so I had like a piano keyboard bending up that leg. Yeah, the one on my chest, goes for like 50s looking eagle, and I'm an old rock and roll fan, but I like the blues, so that's got the blues, roots of rock and roll, which that's I say that is the music that I'm settled into, that I like, blues and rock and roll.
However, some people get tattoos for different reasons than simply cosmetic. For Joel, a university student, it is an expression of his faith.
I got a tattoo on my wrist when I was 18, so that's about 2 years ago now. This is it. It's PUSH. It stands for pray until something happens. So it's completely religious. So obviously it's about praying, so it just reminds me to pray because being a Christian, it's having a relationship with God. So by praying, it's like talking to Him, like if you had a best friend, then you'd want to talk to them. So it's the same kind of thing, having a direct relationship. Yeah, it serves as like a way to tell other people about my faith. So like, for example, if I'm at a bar and I'm like buying a drink and got my hands on the bar and people can see it, they'll be like, oh, what's that all saying about? So then it gives me an opportunity to tell them what I believe and what it means to me. Yeah, well, being a Christian, I feel that my identity should be that I am a Christian because that's completely what it's all about. I believe that life is about like a relationship with God who created us. So my identity is that I'm a Christian, that I'm a follower of Jesus. So the fact that I have something to tell others that I am a follower and I am a Christian completely shows what my identity is. I think tattoos definitely is becoming more accepted nowadays. I don't know whether it's to do with like the culture, like celebrity culture, or like more liberal culture nowadays than say 100 years ago or anything. But it's definitely becoming more acceptable.
I think it's becoming more socially acceptable that people, it's a big thing at the minute, and it is. People don't frown upon it, necks and what have you, as much as what they used to do. So, yeah.
But now, because like a lot of celebrities are having them done, and like with these Miami Ink programs and things like that, people are seeing what can be done. So it's possible to have a portrait done and look what it's supposed to look like. And so tattoos, and because with celebrities, tattoos are more acceptable now than they've ever been.